There's a lot of success out there. The problem is that in Kenya, most of the success we see is political success.
Is there any goodwill in terms of getting Kenya to a different state? We hear all these things about Singapore. And of course, you're well traveled. You've probably been to Singapore.
Yeah, I have, yes.
And are these things that are just being told to us for election purposes? Or is there any goodwill?
Where KQ is right now, if government is just going to be bailing out, it will never go anywhere. As I said, if you're going to keep sustaining yourself, you're only going to collapse.
Every other time with Eric, man, a much awaited episode. I waited a year for this one. Highly anticipated. The last episode was quite successful. Fan favorite, by the way, if you didn't know. Ladies and gentlemen, he needs no introduction. Captain Ronald Karauri is here, man. How you doing?
Good, man. Good to be back.
Thank you for making time, man.
No problem
On
at
this
all.
festive season.
Yes. Happy to be back.
How is festive treating you, man? What does festive in your world look like?
It's nothing, just family, because I think even for us, that's how we grew up. Even for New Year's is family time. So usually just spending time with family.
I've been
Nothing
seeing you up and
crazy.
about charity also.
Yeah, now I'm in politics, and I have a bigger family.
Yeah.
So to speak. The way Kasarani has become a bigger family for me. So festive season, we have to consider some less fortunate people. Last year, I was in a children's home. So for this year, we decided to look at the elderly people, because there's some very elderly people in some parts of Nairobi that they get forgotten, to be honest. So we decided to take care of them. I hosted them for a medical camp, and we also gave them some goodies. And we're doing the same. We're using the community health promoters, because there are some who cannot actually come to where you are. So they'll be going to their homes and delivering something between now and the new year.
Okay, that's pretty nice. And do you have time to yourself?
I actually do. You know, I learned to like always have some time for myself. So it's never been a problem. I think even by the time I was in SportPesa for a long time, even before politics, I think I learned to always have some time for yourself. So yeah, it's crazy, especially with the phone ringing. I think between the 24th and yesterday, I must have gotten over 500 calls from people in Kasarani. Everyone wants something for the festive season, but unfortunately, it's not possible to cater to everyone. So some guys, I managed to give them something, but not everybody, because the expectation is very high.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody is looking at you for that provision. You're the hope for the Christmas and
Problem solving, huh?
everything.
And problem solving is money for the most
Yeah,
part.
you know, yes, money solves a lot of problems, and most problems are financially related. So yeah, like for Christmas, anyone who's hoping to have a celebration, they look up to you and like, you're the guy to give me something. So for those ones that I did not manage to give you something, pole sana, I still wish you guys a happy Christmas and a good festive season.
I can't thank you enough for making time. I know how your schedule is, and I don't take that for granted.
No problem at all.
But now that I have you in the studio, let's get right into it, man.
Yes.
Are we living in a version of the Kremlin just now, Kenyan style?
In what sense?
And what I mean by that is, it seems to be that for you to be successful beyond a certain point, you kind of have to align with the powers that be. And that seems very Kremlin-esque in that that's how, on that side, they've been able to consolidate wealth and power. Is that a similar case here, just on a smaller level?
I don't think there's a level that you cannot be seen to be against. Let me put it this way. You see, there's a lot of success out there. The problem is that in Kenya, most of the success we see is political success. So there are a lot of successful businessmen out there. They're not in the public eye, so we might not know about them. But even for those successful businessmen, you cannot, of course, start fighting the powers that be. You could be successful and be quiet and you'll be fine. But you could also be successful and you decide to cause some problems. Of course, you'll see problems. And I don't think that is just in Kenya. I think it's across the world. I think even in the US, to a certain degree, you can be successful so long as you stay in your lane. because you don't want to start fighting with people.
Yeah.
You just don't start punching above your weight to some degree. I think it's not peculiar to Kenya, to be honest. I've learned that it's actually not just Kenya, it's all over the world. Yeah.
My father shares the same sentiments, especially around. He's like, there's very many successful guys that we just don't know.
Exactly.
That are not in the public sphere. So it's easy to think. But I just wanted to clear that, because sometimes it just seems like, hey, if you ball out, you have to align and you have to kind of sing to the tune of the government of the day.
And if you look at it, sometimes most of the guys who want to ball out and show off, and you'll find that most of them are doing some criminal activity somehow. You know, all these guys of Oshkosh are the guys you see doing some crazy things on social media and everything. Everybody else is just quiet. So now when something happens, you know, these guys are attracting the attention when they're the guys who are doing funny things anyway. So it kind of follows that most of the guys who are very much in the limelight sometimes, I'm not saying all the time, in most cases are guys who definitely at some point will be followed. It's either politicians who with unexplained sources of wealth, or some guys with some fishy businesses also that doesn't make sense. So yeah.
But you've had a nice peek behind the curtain, or rather a closer look in terms of, again, the powers that be. Is there any goodwill in terms of getting Kenya to a different state? We hear all these things about Singapore. And, of course, you're well-traveled. You've probably been to Singapore.
Yeah, I have, yes.
And are these things that are just being told to us for election purposes? Or is there any goodwill?
To be honest, you know, when I got in, you know, I've never been a politician. I still don't identify as a politician, even though I'm a politician. But what I've come to see, to be honest, there is goodwill. There is goodwill. We have a problem in Kenya. Our biggest problem is corruption. And this corruption, it's a culture. You know, people want to blame the top for corruption. This culture of corruption in Kenya is all the way down to the very grassroots of Kenya. Everything everyone wants to be done, they want something. It has become a cancer that will be very difficult to cure. But in terms of whether there's goodwill of taking the country to the next level, that one is there, because I've interacted with President Ruto myself, and I see myself as a very good judge of character. I've seen what he's trying to do, because some of the problems we have, they need very radical solutions. And I've always said that Kenya, our problem is politics. And not even politics, everyone knows everything. Like, I was giving an example, I could make a comment on Twitter about aviation, then I'll have some people who've never been in a plane correct me. So this is just a Kenyan thing.
Yeah.
And for Kenya to move from where we are to where we want to be, we have to find different solutions. We're already so much in debt. We have to find a solution, an alternative to that, other than borrowing, of how we're going to fund development. The housing issue is an issue. I know our pay slips have been hammered.
Raided is the word.
They've been raided. Again, a radical solution, and I always say this was in the manifesto. You know, whenever people tell me, you know, we voted for this government and now they're building houses, I tell them, but, well, they've said it in the manifesto. They said they were going to do it and you voted for them. You see, when I become MP for Kasarani, I have a huge number of people who didn't vote for me. But now that you voted for, but I won, you have to align to what I promised everybody.
Yes.
It cannot be now I'm only doing the manifesto based on the people who voted for me. So same case with the current government. They were voted in, they made certain promises, and they are pushing to deliver those promises. So we cannot now say, since I did not vote for the government, let's say, now whatever they're delivering, I just say it cannot be done. You know, it's just democracy.
But sometimes when it comes to corruption, I think on the way it trickles down society, but I think naturally we expect better from our leaders, whether it's a child to a parent, a spouse to their husband, any hierarchy, you kind of expect better from the powers that be. And that's why, in as much as corruption permeates through society, we look up and when we see corruption at the top, it's like, no, you guys should be doing better. You should be leading us by example, as opposed to just continuing this thing called corruption. But now the thing for Singapore, why Singapore? Why it's almost because we've had a bottom up, we had hustler, and all these things don't really seem to be manifesting in society. Now we're being told Singapore in 3 years. 3 years?
I don't know if it's 3 years. I don't know if that's the.
Oh, it's 20. Is it 20?
I think I can't remember the time, but you see, first of all, on the corruption, you're right. It's the leaders should do better, but these leaders are coming from the same sphere of wherever. It's the same people. Like, if the person who will become an MP tomorrow is the same person who was doing somehow. The people who are attracted to leadership are the same people who are doing funny things. Somehow, I don't know why. It's a Kenyan thing.
Yeah.
That's why I always say other people need to actually come up. And you see, with what happened in 2024, we might see some new generation of leaders coming up, which is very, very good, because that might start breaking the cycle that we see. Singapore, I think Singapore is used because it's always been this shining beacon of a country that went from the third world to the first world so quickly, because Singapore is really, it's a tiny place, but it's really an amazing place, of course. So I think it's just used as an example as one of those countries that really accelerated that transition from being very poor to a developed country. I think that's the reason for Singapore. But I think, again, not to look like I'm just a tearing chi, but in leadership, you must have some kind of dream or hope or something you aspire to. If we do not have somewhere we're looking, somewhere to head, if we look at just surviving as a country, that's how you die. You need to have leadership that is looking for something, to a goal, a certain goal that you want to get to. If you don't have that, to be honest, in Kenya, we are going to go nowhere. We could, for example, say, let's concentrate on corruption, and that has to be done at the same time. I'm not saying they don't do anything about corruption. It has to be done. At the same time, we have to look at healthcare. We have to look at education. Everything has to be done at the same time. In leadership, you can't prioritize one thing because the problems are too many.
Yes.
But you must have a goal of saying, where do we want to be? You remember there was Vision 2030?
Oh, yes.
We are approaching 2030. I don't know how far we've gotten, because for sure we are not going to achieve those goals. So what stopped it? At some point, the problem, these changes of our leadership, when a new leader comes in, they want to build their own legacy, and whatever projects that the previous leader had, they want to discard, because it looks like that is the project of the previous guy.
But isn't tied to that also a financial machination that would not benefit this new regime? For example, allegedly, when they talk about like the Rironi Road, they say the contracts that were signed would not benefit these new guys. So now they're like, let's now go the China way, because these are my guys now.
It could be. I don't know, but it most likely could be the case. The problem with our politics is that now, again, if you're my competitor and you're going to come attack me in 2027, why should I give you the means to come and attack me?
Oh, yes.
So logically, probably, I'm not saying that's what happened, but it's a possibility. To me, that's the problem with our politics, is that, if you are my opponent, and you are benefiting and taking everything which you're using as a weapon to come against me,
You'd close the tap.
Why would I just allow you to continue to do that? Yeah. So probably I close the tap and see what happens. So I'm not ruling it out. Maybe there are some other reasons, I don't know. But politically speaking, it happens. Those things happen of, what, this guy was benefiting over here. No, you know what, I'm going to close that up because they're giving me problems anyway. So,
and in normal society, we also hold each other to account almost on an age level. I think it's an African thing. A lot of my peers, when I've messed up, are the ones who have come to me and told me, boss, style up, or vice versa. You guys there's a certain tier of leadership that looks like in the next 10 to 15 years, you guys will be at the helm. I'm talking about the Dindinyoro, the Babus, the Sakajas. Now, behind closed doors, do you guys hold each other accountable? Like, I'll use the governor as an example in terms of the things he promised for Nairobi. Do you guys ever yo, boss, you said light rail, you talked about transforming Nairobi. Nairobi looks worse for where?
We do. Yeah, it's unfortunate that some of the promises or, some of the leaders we looked up to and thought they would be the change we needed. Like Nairobi is Nairobi is a mess. It's a mess. I have a lot of trash all over Kasarani that I just sometimes I can't explain to people. I have some blackouts and transformers being taken by Kenya Power. There's so many problems that you try and solve, but they're beyond you, or rather, there's somebody else who's supposed to be taking care of that. So yes, of course, we do ask those questions, but the conversations become a bit harder when now all of you are leaders. Now, Sakaja, I can't even remember the last time we actually sat down to talk.
Yeah.
I think he got much busier once he became governor. Yeah, but we do call him out. We do call him out, or any other leader. We the ones we actually have been having a conversation with, we do call them out.
Would you go for governor?
This question, I don't think governor. I don't want to,
Is it too premature to talk about?
I think it's a bit premature. To talk about it. It would, you see, with the current politics in Nairobi, I don't think I would fit. I think that's why I keep saying we have too many problems with so much politics. It becomes very difficult to solve. Let me give you an example. I think there was a story where trash was supposed to be removed somewhere in industrial area, but when the county went to remove the trash, there were protests. So the trash was already somewhere where it's not supposed to be in a public place. But when the county went to remove, there were protests saying, "Oh, now you're getting rid of our jobs. People are working here. So now, how do you balance that? Because on the one end, you need to do your job and take care of the trash. On the other side, these same people are your voters, the ones who voted you in, and they're saying you're taking away their jobs. So how do you balance that? Nairobi needs more of a leadership that is not very political, because of some of the things that need to be done require drastic moves.
So like an autocrat.
It needs
Miguna.
Non-political rather, because so long as you've been put there by people, you have to take care of the interest. And the problems of Nairobi started too long ago because people just neglected, again maybe because of corruption, the Nairobi plan. Everything was planned. Like, for example, how the houses are supposed to be, all those regulations of Nairobi County. They were disregarded. People just built wherever they want. They did whatever they want. Now it's too late because all those places have settlements with people. And people are human beings. You cannot just suddenly come and say, remove these people from here, for example. And they've been living there for a long time. And remember, when they were getting there, there's a politician who was involved. So now, in 2025, we're inheriting problems from the 90s,
Sounds like a nightmarish job. And almost like where also careers go to die. Political careers go to die in terms of when you
get it.
You once looked like you could be president, and then you pass by this governorship, and immediately that's stifled because no one's going to trust you with the country if you cannot purport to even change Nairobi.
Nairobi is not easy. It's not easy. And then the problem also, our counties have become, what do you call it? Just an expense. Because all the counties, if you look recently, you'll just see there's no development that has happened. Everything is recurrent expenditure. So they've just been a burden even to the national exchequer, because when you distribute the funds to the county, what happens is this money is just going to pay salaries, going to pay who, 1, 2, 3. There's no development that's happening there. The whole 90% of the budget is just a burden on our taxes. So what's the point if this we were supposed to devolve so that the development goes to mashinani? It's not happening. Some of the counties, what happens, the only people who get rich are the governors. So the governors are very rich. The counties,
extremely wealthy.
Counties themselves, nothing happens. Everybody that has money there works for the county. So it's like the structure is the county is supposed to just give people jobs, and take our money and distribute to people to work for the county. It is not changing the counties in the way that it was supposed to. So, in my opinion, we should rethink whether we need 47. It's just a burden whereby with nothing to show. Like most of the counties, they really have nothing to show. Even for Nairobi now, if you look at the development budget for the past 3 years, how much development has come from the amount of money that goes to Nairobi. And at the same time, we are seeing all the problems you're talking about. The trash, the water. When it rains, there's flooding all over. It becomes a swimming pool in Nairobi. So with all the money that goes there, what does it do? Other than enrich the people who work for the county government.
It's an unfortunate state, I must say. But now switching gears, earlier in the year we lost a formidable politician, legacy politician. Of course, we all know Raila is no longer with us. And how do you see the political scene taking shape without him now?
Yeah, it's there's a lot of change that's going to happen in the next 2 years, you'll see. Because Raila, to be honest, may he rest in peace, was holding together not only ODM, a lot of politicians depended on him for survival. Not only in ODM, but also on the opposite side. The opposite side, I mean, there was a guy maybe who was a professional of attacking Raila. So the guy is now, he has no job. Like, okay, there's no more Raila. Who are you going to attack? So there are a lot of political careers that are going to die. And a lot of people maybe are trying to take the space of Raila, but it's really not possible.
Those shoes are big.
They are too big. This guy from the 90s, from taking us from one-party rule to multi-party democracy, to the constitution change, everything. Like, he's done so much. Anybody trying to fill those shoes has a long way to go. It's not somebody we can see in the next 2 years for sure, by 2027. And most of the politicians we have now, even like now in the opposition, they're all guys who've been there. We know them.
It's a conversation I have with my friends and my peers that I'm 35. I just turned 35. And for 35 years, I've seen, as soon as I was of age to be cognitive, to recognize, it's the same faces.
Same.
And it's exhausting.
Yes. So now, Kenya needs, and when I was in Shags the other day, I was having a discussion with my dad, and, he was complaining. Yeah, Kenya is going the wrong direction, blah, blah. I was like, yes. We have problems. And these are problems that are historical, and we are getting to the point now, it's the breaking point where we need a change. But now, I told him, okay, fine. Now, you see, politics is about choices. That's what people forget. We can have all the conversation we want. But when you come to the ballot, let's say for the presidency, there will be 2 choices there. You pick one. So you can make all the noise you want, but if the choices you have are not good choices, then we just end up in the same position. So of course we need some young people to come up, but I think for the legacy politicians, 2032 must be the deadline. I don't see anybody going
even biologically.
Yes. So,
But does the exit of Raila and not espousing any mal anything, does it play into the hands of the government of the day positively? Because now there's so much room to chase it.
Honestly, I'm not sure it does. I don't think so. Because Kenya is so politically, it's so crazy. You can't really predict much. I don't think it plays into their hands because Raila, when election time was going to come in 27, who knows what position he would have taken. So we don't know, really, or you can't tell. But I think for 2027, what it does, it changes a lot of things. And as you said, the new generation of politicians need to start showing up now. Because for sure, by 2032, there'll be a big shift. So that's what we need to look forward to, that the steps that we take between now and 27 and also up to 2032, we are getting the right people in the right places. As opposed to at the same time, we could end up getting wrong people in those places, and then we have another 30 years of regret of saying, we could have done something, and yeah.
Where are the Okias of this world? Because Okia was meant to be. So the narrative is this. The narrative is that if he shows his hands early, they'll smear him down to smithereens, you know.
Oh, okay, but okay, he's unsmearable.
Yeah. He's unsmear. So
That's why he's unsmearable.
you're an independent, right?
Yes.
Why don't you guys put, because I think that what is lacking, I think politics requires a narrative and a script. Isn't there like a caucus of brains writing the right script? This is used world over to get someone into office.
Correct.
Where is the Mtata think tank?
Yes, see, I think it exists. You see, you see, Mtata, he's a good man. I've interacted with him. He's a good guy. Now the problem, Kenyan politics is it ready for Mtata? You know, I don't know if it's ready, because
the people or the leaders?
Everybody, even the people. These people, you know, there was a time I was on an interview like 2 years, just after I got it, maybe 2023, and I was like, Twitter is not a real place. And I think 2024 when the protest started and there was a lot of Twitter activity, guys were like, you see, Twitter is a force. It can do a lot of things. Yes, it can do a lot of things, but still, when you go down to the people I interact with daily, they might not even know Mtata. This campaign, especially when it comes to presidential, it is very, very heavy. You really have to go down to the people. People saw Ruto that time when he was a DP, traveling all over Kenya and looking at doing all those things. They are so necessary. People must know you. They must feel you and feel they can touch you. So, Mtata, the language that he needs to go to the people with is not the language on Twitter. So I don't know how that is going to happen if he really aspires to be president, because...
So basically you're saying he stands no chance.
0%.
As of today.
He cannot win.
What about some of the guys we hear, like the Bonifaces, who want to throw their name in the hat? Are those serious guys?
Even he knows he can't win. This guy could not win a constituency. Do you know, let me tell you, it's...
Is that money-based?
It's you have to have money. And you see, money, people think politically, they think money is a tool for maybe to just give voters. It's not just that, because just think about the logistics of traveling all over the country. Forget even all over the country. If I'm campaigning in Kasarani, I have to be able to move with certain people from this end to that end. I have to market myself, which means I have merchandise, branding, posters, those cars. Do you know, the budget is not a joke. So if you're running for president, people always have this thing of now you need money to bribe guys. It's not about bribing people.
Logistics.
First of all, it's logistics. Remember, again, at the same time, you're calling people, and these people were at work. You need to talk to people, right? And you need to take their time. Let them have at least a bottle of water, right? So you need a lot of money to campaign. So, of course, the financial strain is crazy. Secondly, you have to relate to these people. The language you speak, these are people in the grassroots. Yeah. Whatever you're telling them, you have to resonate with what they need. What do they want? You see, we could be sitting on a high horse thinking of Kenya should be like America. Yeah. But this guy on the ground, really, what does he need? What does he want? That's the language you need to speak. So that's the part where Boniface Mwangi, some of these people are missing. Because I could sound very intellectual on Twitter, and people will love me on Twitter because I've said 1, 2, 3, 4. I could be on Twitter attacking everybody, because there was a time when to be famous on Twitter, as long as you have the biggest insults, you immediately gain 100,000 followers. That's well and good. But on the ground, when you're talking to the people, can you speak their language? Do they relate to you? You know,
is that where sloganism comes in? Bottom up.
Yeah, it really matters.
Bottom up hustler.
It matters. Because for 2022, it actually really was a fight about because President Ruto now, he seemed to be a guy who did not come from a big family.
There was a classism thing there.
It was. So it did exist. So the narrative somehow shaped the politics of that time. 2027, whatever narrative will come will start taking shape now. Maybe it's started taking shape.
But the bonies of this world, I would imagine, are well exposed, even in the careers they've chosen. Those are exposed guys. You contract a PR firm, Cambridge Analytica.
No. It's
come up with
politics is you. Politics, there is that whatever Cambridge Analytica can do, but there is you, the person. People need to feel you. That's why you can see a lot of people can have very complex narratives or PR campaigns done, but so long as that person down there cannot relate to you, you'll never get anywhere. So Boniface knows very well, I think. But I don't know what he's doing. Good luck to him. But I think he's been doing well for himself as a person.
What's his career in your estimation?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to say. Whatever he does, he's doing okay, right?
Yeah.
So maybe he's still doing whatever he does, but it is not winning the presidency.
Yeah.
And 100% he knows that himself. He knows. So whatever he's doing, good luck to him.
So I need not ask you about Andrew Kibe.
Andrew Kibe is doing what?
But
He's doing what?
No, he wanted to throw his hat in the race.
What race? He's my guy, like any.
But so we're kind of doomed in terms of we're just gonna be zeroed in into two choices faces that we've known and have known all through, and so this guy is likely to come back. Is that what you're saying? More than likely.
Say what?
This our president is likely to come back.
He's coming back. I don't think right now, looking at it, I don't think I have any doubts anymore. He's coming back. But, and as I said, he's got good intentions. So, the same way you said, you get into Nairobi as a governor, there are some difficulties you must face. It's not easy to run Nairobi. It's not easy. You find some institutional problems that are very hard to get rid of, as long as our culture remains as it is. I think that's also the transition we are seeing even with the presidency. There's a lot of goodwill. You'd want to do 1, 2, 3, 4 things, but because of what has existed, it becomes impossible. There's a lot of politics you have to balance. So many things that whatever you're trying to achieve, it is such a big hurdle that the problems will still exist. So he'll be there, and I don't think it's a bad thing. I think the way he's pushed for some projects, despite so many negative voices, and I think some of these things needed really to be done.
I had the IMF lady say, Lord, his stamina. That means he's pushed. Whatever.
He's pushed so many things. And in Kenya, unfortunately, to get anything done, because of our political climate, if you don't push, nothing will happen. We will just stagnate, stay in the same place. And some of the things that we say need to be done need drastic, really, like you just have to stick to your guns and say, no, we must do it and we have to go this. If you don't do that, I swear to God, we'll stay in the same place, talking about the same problems, the same problems for the next 50 years. We'll be same. And the problem with doing that, you end up going backwards. Because if you don't try to move forward as a country, if you think you're staying in the same place, if people keep talking about the same problems, we'll actually end up moving backwards because you're not going to create wealth thinking of the same solutions that have failed long ago. When, for example, if someone can come easily and say, I'm the president, what my agenda is, I'll fight corruption. If that is your agenda and you're not thinking about taking the country to another level, if just corruption is your focus, for example, your main focus, then we'll have a problem. You have to have a plan of taking Kenya to the next level. And corruption becomes one of the things you must tackle. It cannot be the main agenda.
Amongst so many others.
Yes, but the first focus is Kenya must be here. We are not in the right place. It must be here. Then you identify those pillars that you need to take care of. The corruption, where do we get the money to be self-sustaining? Where are we able to create our own food? We don't have food problems. How do we get our education? All those pillars now, you see how to take all those pillars in the right place.
Now, you've built a formidable brand and you've survived very many ebbs and flows and shockwaves, and the business has still stood and it seems to be actually making some form of resurgence. And What's the resurgence about? I think visibly, SportPesa seems to be like on a rise again.
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, when we got back, we were always going to rise up again. We just needed space. Because that time, of course, we were fought so hard. Even
You guys count you out?
Of course. You see, we were off for over 1.5 years. Nobody expected a brand that was dead for that long to still come back and have customers. And yeah, but we've been at it, and I know for sure in the next couple of years it will be bigger than even we were before. Yes.
Now, you still go by I still refer to you as skipper. Your former, where you used to apply your skills.
Yes.
KQ.
Yeah.
What's the inside scoop, man? What's happening? You just saw Alan exit. What's happening?
To be honest, now you're asking me at the wrong time because I have no idea. It is KQ. I wish KQ would come up, because that's our brand. We love Kenya Airways, man. It's well, in Africa, we were one of the few countries that has a nice national airline. So
are they too big to fail? Is there a political?
No, they can fail. But the problem, the thing is, politically they'll always be held up, and maybe that's the problem. Maybe the problem is that they always feel like they have a bigger brother who will always step in and save them. In my opinion, it should be just privatized. Kabisa, like government has no stake in KQ. They sell their stake. Then it's run as a proper business with someone willing to invest a lot of money. Because where KQ is right now, if government is just going to be bailing out, it will never go anywhere. As I said, if you're going to keep sustaining yourself, you're only going to collapse. KQ needs to be in a position whereby they're thinking about how they'll be bigger, how they'll buy 100 planes. I saw Ethiopian is ordering 100 aircraft. Yeah, if you're not thinking of that, and you're just thinking of sustaining your position, KQ again also will fail. That's a recipe for disaster. Because now if you're just thinking of you're not thinking of how are we going to, for example, make our our business class cabin better. You get my point?
Yes.
To attract more customers. We're not thinking about how we are going to make our service better, our planes, redesign the interior. That's not what you're thinking about. We're thinking about how to just survive. As you are doing that, your competitors are
moving.
They are just moving. They are going crazy.
But let's say you were given a chance, just with your expertise, having built a successful business. You're a seasoned pilot in the past. Because even as someone who works in the subsidiary, us guys are very profitable. I say that proudly.
Yeah.
But we look up to them for vision. But we don't see vision. Everyone is trying to ask, so what's the plan? We hear rumors, these planes are coming. They've been coming for 2 years. So there's so much confusion. Where would you start? Is there even a chance? Or maybe no one has the ability. Maybe that's also a problem.
There's a chance. I think they just need as I said, they need that kind of a budget of saying we are taking this airline to the next level. And that kind of a plan. Whereby you say we are getting some aircraft, we are redesigning the cabin, we are doing 1, 2, 3, 4 things, and that needs money. As it is right now, I would not even bother going there because you're just going there to, again, sustain what already exists.
That cabin has bored you, eh?
It's that cabin, it's been there for how many years? You remember, I want you to check when we introduced those flatbeds on the Dreamliner. They came on the 777, not the 777, I think 76. Yeah. That was ages ago, man. I think it's maybe 30, I don't know, I can't tell exactly, maybe 20 years. You can't, and competition is crazy. Emirates have those.
And cheaper.
Yeah. What are you doing?
If you fly Qatar Qatar, you just have to fly them once or twice and they have you.
Yes.
Because it's like I can't go through anything other than this kind of experience. Of course, I have the privilege of rebate.
Yes.
So I always, of course, will be inclined to fly KQ, but because it's rebate. Other than that,
you can't. If you are given the choice, it's very difficult to willingly choose KQ.
How, in your estimation, do you think our guys have been able to keep them at bay from cannibalizing the subsidiary?
Of course, Kenya loves our airline. So if Emirates, for example, want to come here 5 times a day, they're just blocked. If they want to fly Mombasa 3 times, they're blocked. If you allow just that free airspace, especially the Middle Eastern carriers. They will take everything. Our advantage is that in Africa, we don't have any other major airlines. South African collapsed, of course. So that's the advantage of KQ. We still have the hub, but as we keep sleeping, in Rwanda, if they continue as they're going and they build a big hub, because Ethiopian never used to be so big. KQ was bigger than Ethiopian. Now Ethiopian is, all those customers would have been KQ. In fact, what Ethiopian is now should be what KQ
Didn't they take
should have
Project
been.
Mawingu?
Yeah,
apparently?
like it's the same thing they took. Ours, people were cooler in cash buying Embryos.
Yeah.
You know, so
And how do you think the subsidiary is managing to keep them from raiding it? Because we're profitable.
yeah, you guys, you see, the way you do your business is a bit different from KQ. So you've managed to, you don't have, I don't think you have proper competition, to be honest. So you're okay. I don't think
We'll be good.
you'll be good.
Now, I'm going to ask you an uncomfortable question, but it's a question that many people have in Kenya.
Yes.
It's general. It's not specific to you, but you just happen to be in that privileged position. When it comes to what are some of the wrong ideations young people have about wealth and access? Because you're a man of means, no shame in saying that it's well known, yeah, without getting specific. But what are some of the things you've come to learn as a man about even false ideas maybe you had before?
I think you'll have to be more specific. I'm trying to think.
From moving from, let's say, being an employee to now running a successful business, of course, that comes with more resources, more access. What are some of the things you've learned on that journey?
Yeah, I think what happens is that I think many young people, they think there's a magic pill or something. There's always this ideas that come, especially when people know this person made it by doing this. Then maybe someone wants to quit what they're doing and jump onto that. What I always say is whatever someone is supposed to be doing, just do it. Opportunities will come. And whatever you do, if you keep doing your best, because many people just go through life just, whatever you're supposed to do, you just show up. It's just about showing up, doing, and then disappearing, hoping one day you'll find something that now you will not want to show up, you'll be very happy to do, and it doesn't happen. If I think about it, I loved flying, yes, but I always wanted to be the best. You want to make every landing, everything you want to do nicely. It wasn't just going to show up. Even like when I went to SportPesa, it was not like, even up to now, it's not fun. There's no fun. It's
grind.
It is not fun. I think I'm dealing right now with like maybe 15 to 20 court cases. The dynamics keep changing every single day. Tomorrow you'll see I'm being put in the headline with a fake story.
Yeah.
We've sued Nation Media. We have a few cases for defamation with them. The other day, Aoko is saying I'm gay. So I think people think that, like now I'm just chilling.
Yes.
Like, okay, guys have money, they're just now relaxing. And no, it's never been just chilling. Never.
No pause.
There's never been any day, even for the past, since KQ days to whatever. It has never been just that someone is just chilling and they are making money. And no, I don't think so. I think that's a big misconception.
But what if, I like that, that's a very honest and very insightful outlook. But what if there's the older you get, you're still young, but what if, because I was talking to a wealthy guy the other day, as an older guy, and he was saying how now in his late 60s, when he looks back, he's like, I could have taken a chill pill earlier. Like, I've done all of this, I have all this now. I could have chilled earlier and just read into the sunset. Isn't there like an amount of money where you can just say, you know what, let me just sell this off and chill. Now you don't have to deal with court cases.
It doesn't happen, man. You see, wherever you are, wherever you are, there's bigger. So there's always, it's not that you're looking for more. It's just that
It's the next
you
thing.
discover it's where you are is nothing anyway. Somehow you discover like, okay, we're here, but no, there's so much more. So it's not a thing about even satisfaction or anything, because you always have to be happy with what you have, and that one is very important for people to know. Because it's like I saw even 50 Cent was saying, there are people who know how to do so well with the little they have. And me, I always say someone could be drinking champagne in Milan. There's a guy in a local somewhere having whatever local brew they're having. That guy might be having more fun, happier, his life, with whatever he has. So that one is very important, even whatever stage you are. But then again, as even you go up, you discover still there's a lot more. For example, you meet people who are doing other things, and there's new opportunities. So it never
So
just
you get
never stops.
inspired even as you level up.
Yes.
There's more inspiration.
Correct.
There's always room for growth.
Correct, and that's why I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's not that, as you say, the older guy said it would have been good to relax. So of course that's why when you asked me, do I have time for myself? So me, I make it a point that I will always have some time I can do my things. That one I've made a point of that, so that I don't, again, as you say, I get to that age, then I'm like, wow, I should have relaxed a bit. I should have done that. For now, I try to have some time for myself.
Do you watch? I saw you at one of the sporting events at I think that was at Kasarani basketball. What was happening there?
Oh yeah, that was really, really nice.
It looked Americanesque in terms of you guys
Very
had
nice.
floor seats.
Very nice, man. Yeah, it was this Basketball African League qualification, and we had Nairobi City Thunder, and shout out to them. They are an amazing team. You know, they were playing to qualify, and I was even amazed at that gymnasium we have in Kasarani, because Nyayo Stadium where we go play, I have no words, man. It is the only. It's such an amazing spot, because even I was tasked, because I need to find out just to have a game there. It costs almost 500,000 shillings. You have to pay for electricity. You know, the lights.
Oh, they're not
Indoor lights. You pay separately. So they make it so hard for our games to be held there. You know, and it's a national thing. This is our property as Kenyans, right? So we need to find a way. Yeah. So that's what was happening, and Nairobi City Thunder actually qualified for BAL. I used to play basketball even now. Now I'm just, my knees are gone, but
Yeah.
I still play. But yeah, so I loved it, Sana. And the crowd came out. It was really, really amazing.
Are you into boxing?
I love boxing as
Did you
well.
watch the fight?
Yes, of course.
Jake
You were saying Jake had no chance.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
No, he had no chance. I just kept quiet. I was like,
Hear me
no
out.
chance.
Here's why. Here's why. I really respect what Jake has done. You know, the easy narrative is, and he plays into it. The easy narrative is, this is the spoilt white kid from Ohio coming to just shake up things, entitlement, you know, white privilege. How dare you think you can go against Joshua? Meanwhile, the kind of business, if you track what he's been able to build as an antagonist, it's a brand he copied from guys like Floyd. You get people to hate you, so much so that they'll pay to watch you get knocked out, and you keep disappointing. But of course, with Joshua, I think even he knew he didn't stand a chance.
Yes, he did.
But the business he was able to transact behind the scenes, if you notice, it was Netflix together with MVP brought to you. Joshua was a paid, he was just a paid talent.
He was like a.
So
the invite.
Yeah, the respect I had for Jake, and also 6 rounds, man. He ran away. I mean, he was running away the whole time. But to last 6 rounds with Joshua, man, I mean, you have to tip your hat off.
And on that aspect, I agree with you. Like, yes, he's that as a business. He's made a lot of money doing that, which is amazing. And for him to even stand in the ring with Anthony Joshua from his background. The guy was just some funny, skinny kid, you know?
Yes.
So really, on that side, it's good. But on the flip side, for us boxing fans, this guy is spoiling the sport of boxing. Joshua should not be fighting such people. He should be in the ring with other heavyweights, according to me. So there's 2 sides to it. Yes, as an entertainer, by the way, he's really achieved so much and he's made so much money. He's marketed these fights to people actually to want to watch those fights. Previously, you'd never get anyone bothering to watch such a fight.
That's true.
Like, because what are we watching? But he's actually, on that aspect, he has really managed to market it so well, make it something people want to pay to watch and to make so much money. Because that pass of $90 million, I think by the time Tyson was retiring, I don't think he got that kind of money. You know,
90 million is crazy.
It's crazy for such a fight. So that props to him. I agree with you on that aspect. But for sure, he had 0%.
I put like a small sum just in case. Just in case. I saw like the Bud versus Canelo. You believed in Bud.
Yes.
Terence
Because
Crawford.
I had watched all his fights and I was like, this guy is so
That was
good.
a serious upset though.
Yeah, a lot of guys thought Canelo, but Bud is a very, very good fighter. If you watch his fights, very good. Getting him clean, impossible, and then he switches up so much. He hits in so many ways. It doesn't matter how many rounds you take him. He's very good, by the way. So I knew he would win, but on point, knocking out Canelo would have been crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, at 1 point.
As we're closing the year, what are you looking forward to in 2026, and what are you grateful for from 2025?
I'm grateful for many things. 2025 has been good, the brand SportPesa, we've kept growing. Now with the league, the trajectory is in the right direction. So business-wise is good. Everything so far, I don't have many complaints for the year. I'm happy and grateful, and everything thanks to God. 2026,
Except the KQ cabin.
KQ, we'll just keep praying for them. They'll just be coming to Parliament to ask for more money. Let's see how that goes. 2026 now, we are getting into campaign mode. I can't say I'm looking forward to that.
Are you planning to come back?
I have to. You know what happens when people say, like, someone can complain so much about politics. Politics is bad. Then when you ask them, are you running again? They say yes. So I'm in the same position because, again, I have a responsibility. As I said, I have a big family there now. I can't let them down. It would be such a disappointment if I say, okay, I'm not running. For what?
In a real sense or in a political sense?
What do you mean, like?
Like you actually feel a responsibility?
I do, yes.
Okay.
I do. Because even I have in January, I'm paying school fees for scholarship, a lot of money. Because I have 300 kids I'm paying for from Kasarani. There's a lot of things we're doing. I focus so much on education because that's a part we have a direct influence, especially with the CDF funds. We construct a lot of classrooms and all those, and bursaries and all that. So I concentrate a lot on education because that one, I have the funding. No one can interfere with the funding. Roads, we try because the only roads we have access for funding is Kera. We control, we can say, do the road here or there. The rest of the funds, sometimes you might not be able to get the money to do the roads in your constituency, but I'm pushing for some of the roads that we can do because we have a problem again. So politically, as I say, now we're getting into political season, campaign mode, blah blah blah. I don't know. There are people who find it fun.
Is it any fun?
Not for me. For me, it's not that much fun, but it's something we have to do. So
if you need any support, man, us guys are happy to help where we can.
Karibu, yes. Anytime you guys are welcome to come. You see how the actual ground
It's hectic.
looks like. It's hectic.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
Yeah, but it's been good. So far, so good. Yeah.
And one question that came from a friend of mine, he really insisted that if I ever sit with you again, I have to ask. He's like, and it's going to be maybe even an irritating question, but do you miss flying?
No, I always miss flying. When I'm in the plane, flying is also a skill, So when I'm in the plane, sometimes you feel like I need to sit there just on the controls. So I do miss flying. Yeah, hopefully in the future now, as even that Mzee was saying, maybe I need to hurry up and get into a small plane. I be flying from here to there, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do miss flying once in a while. Not as a job.
Not as a roster.
Yeah, not as a job. But just, that feeling, being in the air, I miss it.
I'm actually working later today.
Oh,
I was activated. I was on standby.
Oh,
I was
wow.
activated for a flight.
In the afternoon?
In the afternoon.
Afternoon, huh?
Yeah. Okay. So that's the story of my life. But anything now in parting that you'd like to tell my audience as we close? First of all, thank you for making time, man. I know how crazy your schedule is. If you don't mind me sharing, there's a time he was meant to come and he was called to State House, and I was like, I can't compete to State House.
Yeah, I remember.
No,
it's been crazy. Yeah.
So for you to take time and actually come on, especially in this specific season, again, we don't take it for granted, man. I personally look up to you and what you've been able to do It's inspiring all around, you know, and how you balance. I pride myself in being a busy guy, but I can't imagine how busy you are and how you have to probably diarize every hour of your day. So
no problem, and I'm happy. I've seen, you know, you've been doing a lot. I'm proud that you're getting to where you're supposed to be, and I'm also happy to be here. So keep it up, man.
thank you so much.
Yeah. So nothing. I don't have much to say. Maybe I'll just wish guys a Merry Christmas. I think now it's 26th, but you know, even if it's belated, and happy and prosperous 2026.
See you in 2026, man. Every time with Eric, Captain Ronald Karauri. It's been a pleasure. What a privilege and an honor, man.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much as well.
Thank you.
It's a wrap.